breaking down. But we'll rendezvous at the end, my friend, and light. The darkness left behind.
And we are live here for the CTV Street Stocks. It's been a while since we actually broadcasted Monday night, I believe, because Tuesday night's race was kind of postponed, and then they ran it on a Wednesday, and I was unable to actually broadcast the Deep South Racing guys. So here we are tonight on a Thursday, broadcasting the CTV Street Stocks live on YouTube, as always, for these guys. Going to be a fun race. Once again, I want to point out, I want to talk to everybody real fast. Bear with me tonight. If there is any type of lag or anything, just please bear with it. It's going to be rough. My onboard LAN port went out, so I got to kind of broadcast with what I have, which is wireless, and everybody knows that could be rough. Got a bunch of guys here tonight, though, so going to see if Garrett Conrath, who is currently on top of the leaderboard at the moment, we'll see if he's able to hold on to that position as we get ready for the race here tonight. Conrath currently holds a 41-point lead over the 07 of Trevor Patelli, and then it's Jesse Williams and Scott Formosa. Then it's Zach Coyer with it looks like he's about 70 points back currently to the leader. Big race is going to be here tonight with Jesse Williams and Trevor Patelli, who is, I'm trying to see if Jesse Williams is actually in here tonight. We'll get a rundown of the results. Right now Williams is in here. So we got 21 drivers, I believe, making the start here tonight. So we'll get a rundown real fast of the current results on the board. Conrath has that number one spot with a 16.667. A lot of guys was talking about in practice that's a really fast lap, by the way, but a lot of people was talking about in practice how the tires would kind of burn out here after about 20 or so laps. So we'll see if people could save the tires, and that's going to be the big strategy. I mean, you could see some guys on pit road taking two tires a lot, especially if cautions start to fly. We got 125 laps here, so never know what's going to happen. There's Louis Robinette up in there in the second place, currently in that number 2 spot. Zach Coyer, Joey Lamb in the number 81, currently showing in the 4th spot. Scott Formosa 5th, and there's the rest as your top 10. Look at that number 25 of Chuck Chambly. Did I say that right? Is it Crambly? No, Chambly. That's right. He just told me. I actually thought I had it right. And then we got Andrew Heff in the 10th spot. We'll take a look a little bit further back in the results. Devin Morgan in the 11th, who I think he does have a win. No, he's got a couple of good finishes. I know that. There's your number 2 spot in the points. Trevor Patelli up in 12th position. Carl Burke is in the 13th position right now. Jackie Palmore 14th. Chuck Phillips, Jeff Rogers in 15th and 16th. Jeff Payne in 17th. And there's a look at your top 20. Alright, so these guys are out on listening. Let's listen to some of the meeting that they're going through. I might actually have to do this manually.
Jesse, do you know that you're in the points race?
Alright, he is currently talking to some of the guys.
He may not even be in the room right now. 92, did you get back with us?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to advance this to qualifying. You got 5 minutes or 2 laps. Good luck, guys.
Nice. So we're about to get qualifying underway.
Hey, Jackie, you forgot about the 59 car.
Let me do something real fast. I'm going to change my options here, my sound, to make sure I can mute these guys when I need to.
Might help if I hit the right button. I'm going to boot it.
There we go. All right, so qualifying's underway, or will be underway. So we will switch over to qualifying mode as practice is finishing and see who's able to get the pole here tonight. There was some guys I was talking to, and I got my thing up, so I want to get rid of that real fast. I forgot I had my spotter on, so I apologize for that. Once again, I'm going to get rid of my spotter just so you won't have to hear my spotter start screaming into the microphone because he's pretty loud. Everybody knows that. So now we'll pop up the results. This right here is going to be your qualifying results here for South Boston Speedway. 125 laps 2 qualifying laps are going to be in the book, and it is close qualifying, but we will see who's able to get up there and take the pole position. A lot of guys said that they couldn't really put down a fast lap consistent, so we'll see if one of these guys further in the back can jump up and grab it and see what happens, man. This is going to be a fun race, I believe, to watch. So, one of my favorite short tracks, to be completely honest with everybody. And I'm from Bristol, so I should tell you quite a bit about this place. I love it. Alright, Chuck Chambly jumping up. Oh, and there comes the 9. Strongly coming back on that first spot right now with a 16.605. He was saving a little bit compared to what he ran in practice. He was actually a 6.88, I believe, in practice, or 6.85, or no, it's yeah, maybe 6.85. I don't know, but it was close. It was fast, so that's going to be tough to beat. Conrad may wind up getting a lead here. It's going to be close, but Jeffrey Faulkner jumps up and takes that 4th position right now. A little bit further is Devin Morgan back in 7th right now. Scott Formosa currently in the 8th spot. People wonder, Garrett Conrad has 4 wins already on the season. This is race number 9 of the season. They was at Lucas Oil last week, and but this is race number 9 of the season. Conrad currently has 4 wins, 6 top 10s and 7 top 10s and 6 top 5s with 2 pole positions. So he's looking for his 3rd pole here tonight. Trevor Patelli currently has 0 wins with 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s. Jesse Williams with 1 win right now in the season. 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Scott Formosa is 1 win, 3 top 5s, and a top 10. This is Zach Collier with 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Chuck Chambly in that 6th position, 84 points back. Currently has 1 top 5 and 3 top 10, so that's kind of surprising. I actually thought he had more than that, so we'll see. He's in 2nd here right now tonight, as qualifying should be coming to an end, and I got to get me a drink of Mountain Dew because that's just what I drink every time I broadcast. So Jeff Rogers jumps up. Wow, good run there for Jeff Rogers, currently up in that 5th spot. Some different people. I haven't seen Jesse Williams put down a lap yet. He may not qualify. Take a little bit further look back here through the field. Joey Lamb currently in 11th. Yeah, Jesse Williams has not put down a qualifying lap right now. I don't think he's going to, because qualifying should be about to wrap up. Chuck Phillips also didn't put one down. Waiting to see here for these guys. Like I said, 125 laps are on schedule for tonight. We'll see what happens. Last week they ran at Lucas Oil Speedway. I want to pop that up real fast, if I can actually get it, and tell you some of the stats that happened over there. Actually, you know what, real fast, let's get a look at the weather here tonight. 78 degrees, 55 humidity, partly cloudy skies. By the way, guys, I'm by myself tonight, for people wondering. And venue, we are at South Boston. A very short track with 0.367 miles, 4 turns, and a very tight backstretch. I'll be honest, if you wreck coming out of turn 2, if you're further in the back, it's hard to avoid some of them wrecks because it really can get messy in a hurry. And we've seen the way some of these guys race. They know how to get on it, and they'll go hard. So we'll see if that's what happens here tonight. Practice will be coming to an end here anytime. Last week it was Scott Formosa taking the win. And also, excuse my voice, I'm kind of getting over some allergies. So, and then before that was Jesse Williams getting the win at Bristol, which we did not get to broadcast. And in Charlotte, it was Jim Thorndike getting the win. As qualifying has concluded, and you can see the guys already jumping up on the grid. One of my favorite paint schemes is that 30 car, Louis Robinette, and that Captain America paint scheme. Pretty cool. Zach Collier with his original paint scheme. Most of these guys are running their original paints tonight. Scott Formosa also running his number 25. Gonna be a fun one, guys. Take a look here at your grid. Garrett Conrad, who just popped up on the grid, will start first. Row number 2. And number 3, Jeff Rogers, Zach Collier, starting in 6th place. Number 4, Chuck Phillips, starting up in the 8th spot. Good run for Chuck there so far. Row number 5, Devin Morgan and Scott Formosa. Row number 6. Row number 7 goes to Andrew McCall and Jackie Palmore. Row number 8 is Andy Heff and Trevor Bertelli out of Canada with a 17-second flat lap. That's pretty cool. Row number 9. Here's row number 10, and that's going to do it. So Jesse Williams will start 20th, and Richard Fletcher will start 21st, unless he didn't make it, which I think he did make it. So going to be rolling out here very shortly. Going to be a fast race. Only 125 laps, like I said. So hold on tight, because this could get pretty crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is one of them races that could go either way. Like I said, turn number 2 and 4 both. You can see how close the walls really are. They're gonna be pretty crazy. And we're rolling. All the guys coming into turn number 3. That's a cool looking view. Hop on board here with looking out the back of your pole sitter. Garrett Conrad's looking back at the number 30 car. As we get set to go racing here, guys. Gonna be fun. I don't know how many more times I gotta say that, but it is gonna be fun. Alright. Pace lights are off on the Ford Mustang pace car. And we are going green here at South Boston Speedway for the Street Stock Series. And Conrad gets out to a big jump already. About a 2-car length, and we got the 30 sliding up and almost made contact there with the 25. Looks like he's going to be okay there. Conrad pulling out a little bit now. Some good racing there for third as the 25 gets a little shove there from the 75. Zach Collier now. Especially now with the new rubber and stuff with the new build. This is the first time these guys have done this league since the new build has been released. And the track's going to change, that's for sure. The 77 right now, that is Chuck Phillips working inside the 512, which I believe is Devin Morgan. And here comes the 80 of Scott Formosa. Look to the inside, and the door gets slammed by the 77 of Phillips. Started up in 8th place, currently 9th. He's looking to move up in front of that Monster Energy Chevrolet, or Monster Energy Street Stock. Looking right now at Chuck Phillips, who is under attack from the 80. And here comes the 80 now of Scott Formosa. He's going to be able to take that position away. Looking back a little bit further, this right here is the 34. Andrew McCall, I believe his name. We'll make sure of that. Up, and the Formosa now still trying to work by Chuck Phillips in that 77 car. As the 77 goes around, and a caution will come out once again. Or for the first time tonight, should I say. See what happened here. 77 just bounces into the wall. And it looks like Jackie Palmore may have got into him. Try to zoom in a little bit more on that. That was the 81 that got into him. That was Lamb, I believe. That got into him after he bounced off the wall. So should not be no fouls there, I don't believe. His car don't really look like it's too beat up, so he'll get back going. And we'll hop up and take a look here at the leader. Garrett Conrad still leading the way with the first caution of the night. Seeing looks like that is the 3 coming down pit road, and he's going to exit pit road, or will he have to go onto the other side? And 77 thought about coming down pit road, and here he comes. So he's going to come down pit road and get probably 4 tires and some of his damage repaired that he may have. Conrad still leading the way here at South Boston Speedway. And there's something I got to do real fast because I just noticed it. So bear with me while I do something else on the graphics real fast. I got to make it a little bit better. I hope that got it better. I was missing one of my buildings, I just noticed. And I don't think it's going to pop up right now. I'll try it one more thing. And then if it don't work, it don't work. It ain't no big thing if it don't work. So lower that again. And looks like we're about to go green here once again. As Garrett Conrad will be leading us down to the turn number 3 in that number 9 car. Watch for him to go early once again. Louis Robinette was able to get up to second that run, as well as the 92 able to get up to third. Here we go. Green flag back out, and Conrad does not get a real big jump that time, but it looks like the 92 of Jeff Rogers fighting on the inside of the number 30 of Louis Robinette, and 30 bounces off the wall. And it looks like he's going to get back going pretty much with minimal damage, not a whole lot. Off the turn, you see Zach Collier now fighting on the high side. He's going to come down in front of the 73, who gives him a little bump. And now we are side by side with Jeremy Bowen in that 73 car. And will there be contact made? That was really close. There's the 34 of Andrew. Out of Carolina, started up in 6th. Jeremy Bowen currently showing into 6th place. Started in 7th, working his way up through the field. There's Joey Lamb in that 81, who was involved in that last caution, fighting alongside the 34. Here's Scott Formosa in the number 80 car. Started way up here. He's actually started back in 10th, so he has moved his way up to 9th. 17 laps in now, coming to lap 18. Excuse me, pretty much side by side all the way back through the field. The lead has not really had much pressure going right now. About 3/10 is the distance between Conrad as the 80 gets a little loose out of 2. Here comes the 34 and the 81. Andrew McCall in that 34 car, looking to the underneath the 81 of Lamb, currently out of 4, and around goes the 80. No, he does not get put in. He does hit the wall. And he's going to keep going, but he's got a little bit of damage to that front end. McCall now looking to the outside of the 81. That was the 80. I'm sorry, Scott Formosa, as the 81 gives a little bump to the 34. Going to send him up the track. And now the 80 has actually stopped in the pits. I think he may have been trying to make it to the pits. But maybe that was, I don't know. But he's going to go quite a few laps down here, especially under green flag conditions, even if he's on pit road, trying to get some adjustments maybe, because this is one place that you can go quite a few laps down. He is still sitting there. Here comes the 07 working his way, trying to work his way up through the field. Started in 16th, currently up to 11th right now in that K&N car. That's a cool looking paint scheme. Zach Collier now. There's Carl Burke starting in 18th up to 14th. Zach Collier once again starting in 6th, currently running 6th. 73 gets loose underneath him. There's the 53 of Carl Burke and the 512 Devin Morgan. Pretty much everybody. As we got to race a little bit further back in the field with the 77 and 8 of Mike Payton, who Payton lets go with ease, it looks like. He's just not going to really fight him. Now we got a battle with the 73 and the 34 of Andrew McCall. 73 is riding that high line, trying to make the high side work. You can do that, and he will do that as he takes that spot away for the time being. Here comes the 34 with a good run down into turn 3. But the run off of turn number 4, the 73, still unable to clear him all the way just yet. But he does have that spot, and he gets into the wall with a little bit of sparks flying here at South Boston. No damage should be done, but he may lose 2 spots, maybe 3. As the 15 is going to get hammered. Oh, there we go. There's the big one we've been waiting on. As Zach Collier running for a championship. Going to have trouble here on lap number 27. You see him? He looks like a little bit of net code there. A hard hit, and you can see everybody else that was involved. 15 actually went upside down. And that, I don't know who that is smoking. That is the 07 of Pertelli, the second place in points, is smoking. I want to hop on board real fast with the 53 because this is pretty insane. 53 driven by Carl Burke. I'm going to hop on board if I can find it in time. He was driving into turn 3. Watch this. Jackie Palmore right here in front of me in the 82. Oh yeah. Sorry about the little glitchiness. It does that sometimes, but pretty crazy. Up front, your man's still leading. Conrath in that number 9 car. As we do have some cars coming down pit road. You see how close it is of not getting lapped down when you exit pit road lane. More cars sitting on pit lane. The 8 is on pit road. He actually missed his pit box. And now he's going to go. He may have took 2 tires only. Conrad, though, leading the way here. South Boston Speedway as caution number 2 comes out. Here back on lap 26 it came out, I believe. So Conrad's right where he wants to be to try to possibly, I don't know, it's going to be tough. I don't know if he can clinch, but it's really close if he can clinch or not. Depending on if he can win, of course. Still a long ways to go in this race. We're not even halfway just yet. Still got to make it to lap 75 to be halfway. But the pace lights are off and we're about to go back racing. Once that gold Ford Mustang pace car drops off, and there it goes. And we are back to green here at South Boston Speedway. Conrad in the 92 of Jeff Rogers going down into turn 1 and 2. The 30 is actually blinking a little bit. We got a battle here for the lead with Rogers now fighting on that high side and trying to make the middle groove work. And we've talked about at the start with iRacing's new build, there is going to be different lanes in the sessions from now on. So we'll see if he's able to try to pull this position off. Still side by side, and Conrad's just able to clear him, but here comes the 92. Expect a bump, possibly, maybe a bump and run. We'll wait and see what happens between these two guys as they go down into turn number 1 and 2. And it looks like Conrad's able to stay in front of him for the time being. Jeffrey Faulkner and that number 75 car currently up in 7th place under attack from that 3 car, that yellow car you see right there on your screen. And there's the 81 also in that mix, and the 30 also up there in that mix. Pretty much all side by side. The 3 is going to go around and into the wall, and that's going to bring out a caution and possibly a big one. I don't know if anyone else was involved in this, but Andy Heff goes around. Ooh. Woo! Did a 15 get into him? Like, after the spin. Let's see. Oh, 73 may have got it as well. As a caution will come out, and they're going to catch back up to the pace car with the leader, Garrett Conrath. So yeah, guys, these guys only have 3 races remaining, including this one. So 2 races after this. Next week they go to 5 Flag Speedway on September 15th. 125 laps. And I've never broadcasted a race at 5 Flags. I've only raced it one time. And Scott Formosa looks like he's in the pits. A couple guys are in the pits now. But after that one, we go to a fun race, Richmond International. That one's going to be a pretty crazy and insane race. We'll see what happens, but should be a good one. Last week it was Scott Formosa picking up the win. And at Lucas Oil Speedway, we only had, how many cautions? We actually had 9 cautions for 47 laps in a 100-lap race. So we spent under half the race under caution. But Scott Formosa was able to pick up a win. That was a crazy race, I'm not going to lie. It was a fun race to watch, especially the battle up front towards the end of that race. So, but 9 cautions with only 3 lead changes. So not a lot of lead changes between 2 leaders. And I believe that was, who was that? I got a feeling it was Conrath, but I want to see. Yeah, it was Garrett Conrath led 31 laps with Formosa leading 69 of the 100 laps. Should be a fairly quick caution here. Pace lights should be going off on the Ford Mustang pace car next time around. That's one cool thing about this, where it's kind of a short track, or it is a short track. The cautions don't last long. Get me another drink of Mountain Dew before we go back. Scott Formosa in that number 25 car. The Union 76 gasoline. That's a kind of, I don't know, to me that's a throwback, man. I love that scheme though on a street stock. It just looks amazing. I ain't gonna lie. And that 53. Both. The 53's got a really cool looking car. If I can find him again and try to get it. Carl Burke. You see him right there on your screen. That Budweiser car, that's a cool scheme. There's Joey Lamb, and we're about to go back racing. As Conrath, let's see if the 92 can try to get another good jump here. And he will not get a great jump as the 9 takes off and already pulling out to about a half a second. And now we got a battle here for second place with Andrew McCall in that 34 car, unable to clear him, so he's going to fall back in line behind the 92 of Jeff Rogers. Oh, 75 getting a really high in that turn, and he's going to give way to the 53 of Carl Burke, and the 81 now looking on the inside of the 75 of Faulkner. There's the 53 right behind the 25 And the 81 is able to clear the 75 of Faulkner. And here comes the 81 now, as we got someone in the wall, but it looks like no caution will be thrown as the 75 scrapes the wall right off turn number 2. That was Andy Heff actually got in the wall. And a caution will fly. I'm wondering if that may have been what the caution was for. Yeah, he actually did get into the wall pretty good. You can see his front end already bent up a little bit. And he was getting a run. And it looks like him and the 43 possibly got together. And he actually lost his whole front end. As caution comes back out. And Derek Conrad still is your leader for the time being. Take a look here at Conrad, see what kind of knot he's actually had. Has led all 48 laps. Make that 49 laps as we got the free pass going around. 49 laps led by that number 9 car. Has going to be 50 this time. He will lead, and that's a pretty good number. The 73. Kind of see if he's actually second or not. I think he is a lap down. Pretty sure he's a lap down. As the pace light should be going off this time or next time. They will go off next time. 73 is going to drop back to his designated spot. Riding on board with Conrad. There's something I was trying to do, but apparently it ain't gonna let me do it. Pace lights are off on the pace car. Can the 92 of Jeff Rogers get up there and try to make a good run, man? He had one really good start, and after that, his starts have kind of been, okay. They've been, not best, but we are green. We'll find out right here shortly. He gets an okay start, but the 34 is looking to his inside of Andrew McCall, going down into 2, and he exited 2. It looks like the 92 is able to clear him for the time being. And still side by side with the 92 and 34. As the 92 does clear the 34 into turn number 2. Jackie Palmore riding behind the 53 Carl Burke. Here comes the 30 now. Was looking to the high side of Palmore. Don't know if he's going to do it again, and he will look there again. Right now we're watching the 53 of Palmore Burke. Pretty much it's all single file all the way back through the field. Jeff Rogers has fallen behind Conrad by 5/10. You can see it up on your little ticker up top. And it shows you the distance to the car in front of them. Here we go, the 07 of Patelli looking above Faulkner. Two different distinct lines. Watch the 07 here if it keeps staying on him. Going down into turn 1. and he changes his whole mind in general. He was running a little bit higher in turn 1 and low in turn 3 and 4. Here's a 3 of Andy Hoffett, or I'm sorry, of Andy Heff. In that number 3 Mellow Yellow car. Alright, so we got a battle, I think, taking place up towards the front. I want to jump up to that if I can find him. Andrew McCall. There we go. Going to be under attack. Not really under attack, I guess. But the 25 is looking on his bumper. You can see behind him with the rubber fly off. That's pretty insane. Sells it off out of turn number 2. Chuck Crambley, though, slowly working his way forward. This has been some good racing all night for these guys, as we are on lap number 63, so we are halfway. Like I said, this race don't take long to run here at South Boston. That's one thing I like about this race, though. It's kind of a short race, but it's a long race for street stocks in a way. You know, 125 laps is quite a bit of a race. Most of these guys, though, they always run either 100 or 125 laps on the shorter tracks. So 125 is the max amount of laps that they run for the CTV Street Stock Series. This is a pretty long green flag run. A lot of guys was wondering if you could avoid the wrecks. They talked about it. Avoid wrecks is one of the keys. Save the tires is another key. And we're going to find out who saves their tires and who don't. But right now, Conrad has checked out over everybody. Whether he's saving or not, he is going. He's currently at 8/10 ahead of the 92 of Jeff Rogers. As the battle's starting to heat up here with the 75 and the 07. Working on that 30 car. See him right there, that red, white, and blue car, the 30. The 75 of Jeffrey Faulkner. As he's going to try to set up a pass here, but the 07 is looking strong. Faulkner started up in 4th place, so he's definitely on the downfall right now. Trying to work his way back up, but is currently in the 9th place. The 07 is currently behind him in 10th, and that's Trevor Pertelli, who needs a good finish, though. Pertelli has to have a good run, I would expect, especially since James Thorndike is not here. He can make up a spot in the points, though, with him not being here, and try to close the gap on Conrad. .75 now looking to the high side of the 30. And he's going to shut the door and fall back in line. Is that a loose lug nuts racing paint? I believe it is in that 75 car. I'm a big fan of them. Or his paints. So we actually are not going to be broadcasted again until Monday night. That's our next broadcast on Twitch. It's not your ISDC race this week. It is going to be the Monday Truck Madness League. Follow us on Center Force TV on Facebook and you'll see more information about it. But it's a truck series league. Going to be a fun one. Them guys do not wreck that often. So really clean racing involved in that series. It's going to be fun to broadcast them guys. We've been going over the details for about 4 weeks now, about a month. So coming to a start here this weekend at Texas, I believe, for the suicide prevention race, I believe. So that's going to be fun. And then we were supposed to race Sunday for CFR Championship, but everything was kind of going crazy with everybody's computer. I was having trouble, so we decided to push it back by 1 week. And we'll see what happens with that. And then Tuesday, we're back with Deep South Racing. Once the new season starts, too, man, Monday, I cannot wait. Going to be running for a truck championship. Sorry I'm focused on this battle only, guys. There's not a whole lot that's really changed up front. This is a pretty important battle here with the 07, 30, and 75. This is actually the most exciting on the track currently, as everybody's pretty much single file besides a little bit further back. '75 is really trying to work on it. He's put the bumper to him a couple times, but the 30 is holding strong. 30 is Louis Robinette. Started in third. Actually had a really good car and has a really good car. And one of my favorite paint schemes, the 48 is going to go behind that STP car. We'll let them guys go by. He is a lap down. But he's got a really good car here, the 30 does. We'll see if he's able to try to make up some ground and try to get back up to the top 5. He was talking about basically avoiding wrecks. And with these long runs, you ain't going to have to worry about avoiding wrecks. You're going to have to worry about saving your tires, and that's going to be the big thing. Scott Formosa is actually in the pit road, number 80 car, last week's winner. Going to look back now at the 75 Camaro, and going to get a bump here. '75 still working. We have noticed one thing that has been happening. Jump up here and take a look here at the 92 cars currently running in that second place, as the 75 may have just got a bump, but or bump to 30. But taking a look here, you can see the gap has closed back up on Conrath with Jeff Rogers. Could have been saving tires as he's trying to work his way to try to get his first victory of the season. These guys right here have pretty much checked out over everyone on the field. The Andrew McCall currently running in third place is 2.2 back, so a little bit of a distance there with them. Want to go up and take a look here. High up in a blimp at everything that's going on in the racetrack, or most of the stuff anyway. Pretty cool looking shot. You can see the leader right there coming off turn number 2, as well as the 34. There's Chuck Chambly. And back to the 92 as he's looking to put the bumper. And honestly, we have seen passes on the high side. But if the 92's car is not running well on the high side, expect him to probably bump a little bit. Those grooves are changing. I've noticed that. A lot of people starting to run the bottom, which is the preferred line, but I haven't noticed a lot of people running the middle groove like they have been. So we'll see if anything changes here as the rubber is flying off the tires. It's pretty cool. See the distance on the track, the rubber is starting to lay down and starting to get darker on the track in the turns. So see a lot of marbles and stuff laying up against the wall. That's definitely something you got to watch out for, especially under caution. You can get that wheel spin and really hurt you. Here's the 07 again. Still behind the 75, who was behind the 30, but the 77 of Chuck Phillips has started closing in on these guys, as well as is at the 15 of Zach Coyer. Yes, it is, who has closing in as well. 37 laps to go. Actually, make that 36 to go once the leader across the line, who should be crossing it right now. And there it is. Pretty much all single file. You're trying to make the guy in front of you make a mistake, and here comes the 75 with a good run out of turn number 2. Going to put the bumper to the 70 or to the 30 a little bit, it looks like, and he's not going to be able to get there just yet. Is that the 15 that goes around? Oh, he saves it. Great save there. We'll take a look at that. Watch the 15 here of Zach Coyer. Woo! Tires are starting to wear. Carl Burt now working on a number 8 lap car. Right behind him is Jackie Palmore with a good run here. Currently sitting in 7th place. The lead has kind of stretched back out again with Jeff Rogers. There's the 07 now. Pertelli still working behind the 75 of Faulkner, trying to get around. Gotta have patience, man. But with these long runs and the laps ticking down, expect that patience to slowly start getting smaller, and expect more bumping. And you can see it right here. The 75 is all on the back end of that 30. He's going to be looking to the inside, and he's unable to make that pass just yet. But that's going to open the door for the 07. And out of the corners, 75 or 76, I apologize, 75 Faulkner gets around him. And the 07 now looking high once again. Oh, and he's going to actually try to block him in, try to use that 8 car as a pick. And he should be able to make that pass. 3 wide with the 77 Chuck Phillips on the bottom. And Chuck Phillips is able to get back in line. Here comes the 75 now, trying to get a run out of turn number 2. And so give that position away to the 07, as we do have a change for position. And back up front, the lead has gotten smaller once again. It's like Jeff Rogers backed off to try to cool his tires. See it right here, 3/10 now and closing. The lap cars could be an issue before the end of this race if they stay green. We'll continue to watch. Conrad does have that position. Here comes the 92. He wants it, and he wants to win bad. As 2/10 right now. Rogers was faster this lap, or that lap. Still fighting for position. Conrad was a little bit faster that lap, so it's kind of going back and forth, but it's a different thing to get up behind a guy. You gotta use the bumper to move him. That's the only way I think it's going to happen. And here comes the 92. He thought about it. He definitely closed the gap. And 2 lap cars right here coming up on these guys still, and they're actually fighting for position, so don't expect them just to give way too easy, especially since it is for position. It's all about who can work through lap traffic better. That's going to be the big question. Here comes the 8 car. He is the next one in line. You know, kind of a throwback paint scheme. Is that 8 car? I'm trying to remember who that is. Okay, Mike Payton, that's right. As he's going to give way to that leader, to Conrad and Rogers. Riding on board now with Conrad, who has led every single lap in this race. You can hear him get on the gas. Listen. He actually got up in the rubber right there a little bit. You can hear it. If you listen really close, you'll actually hear the rubber bouncing off his car. Especially after turn 1, or turn 4. There it was. So this is your battle. Ooh, the 9 gets a little loose on the exit of 2. See if that opens the door here for the 92 of Jeff Rogers. These 2 are the most important battle on the track right now. Andrew McCall is currently 5 seconds behind these guys. So here we got some lap cars. We got the 3 and it looks like the 421. 421 go move out of the way. Both these guys. I love them rims on that 421 car, by the way. And the 3 is definitely going to stay high. And Andrew Heft. Or Andy Heft, sorry, not. And the caution flies. Not sure what the caution is for. The 81 go around, or was it the 8? We can find out here. Oh, was it the 25? No, it was not. I hear it. Who was it? Oh, the 30 goes around for a while. Right, he just smacks the wall. He's all right. He'll keep going, so no need to get a whole big replay of it. But 30 of oh yeah, that's Louis Robinette. Yeah. Wow. This is going to be good. We're going to have about 12 laps remaining once we take the green flag. That was a long green flag run. A lot greener than what people think. If I'm in a back, I'm pitting 4 tires and see if I can gain for some positions here. So we'll keep watching the leaders, see if any of these guys pit. Right now the 9 is staying out. And it looks like he will stay out. And the 92 is staying out with him. And it looks like the top at least 7 or 10 are staying out at least. So, oh, the 73 is going to go a lap down. He may have been a lap down already, I believe. Alright, so we're going to get ready to line back up and get ready to go here again at South Boston Speedway for the CTV Street Stocks for the All-Pro Street Stock Series. They also run trucks and the bigger cars, and they run like 4 different series. So this is just a Street Stock Series that they decided to do this season for the quarter 3. As the pace lights are off. If Jeff Rogers ever needs a good restart, this would be it, as well as the 34 and 25. All 3 of them need a really good restart, and Conrath. He gets to choose when to go, though, so pace cars should be dropping off, and there it goes, and we are back to green here early with the 9 jumping out to about a car length lead over the 92. Everybody pretty much side by side. The top 5 have straightened out into a single file, make that 6. Single file. As the 82 goes around. Ooh. Oh, okay, here we go. This is a good one. Did the 75 help him? He did. We're going to hop on board here with Devin Morgan and see if we can ride along. Riding on board with the 512. A little bit jumpy, I know. And there we go. Woo! Big trouble there. Look at the rubber flying around. The rubber on Conrad. So, caution will come out as the 15 is back in the pits. The 30 is also in the pits, and they're going to go a lap down. Now, that's bad for Zach Collier. That's probably going to put everything, probably going to put an end to his championship hope. And he had good runs, but the last couple weeks have been kind of rough. So I got to feel kind of bad for the 15 since, you know, he hasn't had a really great last few weeks. Tell you, somebody that's having a good run here, though, is the 92 and the 34. Different faces up towards the front. Haven't spoken a lot about the 48. He's looking to try to get into the top 10. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Pace lights should be going off on the Ford Mustang pace car, and they will. So we're going to line them up, and this could be our last chance at a green finish. So next caution will probably wind up in it, as we're going to be coming to lap 6. So I would expect the next caution to end the race. Can Conrath hold on? That's going to be the question. Rogers he's got to really time this start. And the pace car is off, and we are back racing side by side with the leaders. And 92 did get a good restart. Let's see what happens. Here comes the 92 looking to take that number 1 spot away. He does have the line. Out of turn number 4, still side by side. At the line, it looks like Jeff Rogers does have the lead. So he did lead 1 lap. So this would not be a Conrath show here tonight, because now we got the 92 trying to pull out ahead. Still side by side down into 3. If a caution flies, it will end the race. That time at the line, it was Jeff Rogers once again. Still side by side. These guys are pretty much dead even right now. Oh, the 9's getting a pretty good run off the exit. He gets a little loose. Here comes the 92 back strong. Conrath led that lap. As the 25 goes around. And that's going to end tonight's race with the 9 of Garrett Conrath picking up the victory. And Andrew McCall will finish second. As the 25 goes around, man, he was having such a good run here. Try to zoom in a little bit better on him. As the 81 gets into his bumper a little bit. Oh, and a 512 hammers him as well as a 30. Ooh. That's where all the damage came from. So, white flag flies here. And your winner is going to be the 9 of Garrett Conrath, picking up his 5th victory of the season. And pretty much does everything but locks it up for the championship, because 41 points was tough to overcome. It just got even tough, because right now, with 5 wins, I don't know what that's going to jump him up to. But it's definitely going to move. It's definitely going to move him up. That's for sure. As the fireworks go off here, you can hear them blowing up. I was trying to find them, but apparently we can't find them. Scott Formosa is going to burn the house down once again. Oh, he actually slid it to the wall. We're going to get our interviews. Let him finish his burnout and stuff. He's going to push it up against the wall and smoke it out. Let's get our results real fast as the fireworks are still going off. Whew, tough race. Garrett Conrath will finish first. Jeff Rogers second. Jeff Rogers with a good run here tonight. Andrew McCall with another good run. Also, Jeffrey Faulkner, a really strong runner, and a 53 Carl Burke. Trevor Patelli was second in points. We'll see what it does. I don't know for sure, but he does bring it home in a solid 6th place finish after starting way back through the field. Chuck Phillips in that 77 car with a pretty good run. Jeff Payne, Jackie Palmore, after having what should have been probably a top 7 or so, maybe a top 5, will bring it home in the number 9 spot. Chuck in that number 25 car, Cambley. I keep saying his last name wrong. I say Cham. Anyway, we'll bring it home in the 10th spot. The 81 of Joey Lamb. Richard Fletcher will bring it home 12th. Pretty good run for that 48. Louis Robinette, after having a disappointing, will bring it home in 13th. He had a car that I thought would have a chance at running that beating Conrath, but it looked like his tires really burn up in the short runs, so pretty tough for him. Devin Morgan, also another tough finish for him. He was running. He could have been up there in the top 5. What I figured he would have been. Will finish 14th. The 3 car of Andy Heff will finish in 3rd. And there's the 73 finishing 16th. Zach Collier will pretty much be eliminated from the championship standings here tonight with the 17th place finish. Not good for him. I'm sure he's going to be extremely disappointed. Mike Payton will finish in 18th. Scott Formosa will finish in the 19th spot. And there's your top 20 with the 1 rounding out the top 20. So that's going to round it out the top 20 in points. Tonight's race was exciting to say the least. We had a lot of green flag racing, which is definitely something to be proud of. As 8 cautions for 32 laps with only 2 lead changes. So long green flag runs tonight. Out of a 125 lap race, we've raced what? I don't know, 120 of them pretty much. Or I'm sorry, 110 of them pretty much. 100 of them. Yeah, like 90 of them was green. So that's pretty good. But only 2 lead changes between 2 drivers with Jeff Rogers and Garrett Conrath. I'm going to bring them in here in a minute, so just bear with me. And we'll get to interviews and stuff. So good racing all around for everybody in here tonight. And, you know, it could have been definitely more exciting as far as the lead goes. But through the field, man, they was racing almost, for the most part, all over the place. Conrath was pretty much unstoppable. The 92 got a really good restart on the last start, which he needed to have one, was able to bring it home in second. And honestly, that was probably the only guy that could have beat Conrath. So, tough night for him. But Andrew McCall was able to bring it home in third. And I'm not sure where Jeff Rogers was in the points. I'm looking now. I'm pretty sure he was... he's 11th, so he may jump. Yeah, he's going to jump a spot at least in the points for a top 10, I would guess. This is only his second top 10 finish, or top 5 finish of the year. So good for him. And let's see, Andrew McCall, let's see where he was. I think he was a little bit further back. Yeah, there's Andrew McCall. This is his first top 5 finish. So good run by both of them guys. That's awesome. And we'll bring in the leader here in just 1 minute and get our interviews with him. Once again, follow us on Facebook, Center Force TV on Facebook. Check out these guys at allprosimracing.com. And also like us on, or subscribe to us on YouTube. That helps a lot. I just like having subscribers, I'll be honest. So I'm going to advertise it any chance I get. Whew, so... After 125 laps, I'm kind of tired of talking. But we're going to get our interviews here and win with the top 3 guys, Conrath, Rogers, and McCall, to see what happened. Conrath was able to lead every one of the laps but 3, it looks like. But he led the most important one, and that was the last one. So we will bring him in and get our interview. They always go over a few things after the end of the race, so we got to wait to bring the top 3 guys in just so they can go over some stuff. But then we get our interviews, and then we wrap up the show. So once we get them in here, we will talk to them. And it looks like the broadcast actually worked out pretty well tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I didn't see it. But everything looks like it worked out, you know. For the most part, it looks like everything worked out anyway. Alright, so we will be bringing in Conrath, like I said, for the post-race interview. And there was one guy that I was really wanting to talk about before they come in, if we can talk about him real fast. And that was Louis Robinette in the 30. He started up in 3rd and finishes in 13th position. And during the pre-race, we really thought that he had a chance of running the top 5, and I think he still may have, but it looks like the tires just got the best of him. And then just get caught up in stuff. We talked about avoiding wrecks, and that was something he had a lot of trouble doing here tonight. So, you know, it happens. But, you know, it's definitely something he can work on and improve it, and there's always room for improvement in racing. So you just never know what's going to happen, though. You can't help getting caught up in people's wrecks and all that. So just got to drive your best to see what happens. So that was our feel bad of the race, pretty much, because I feel kind of bad. I kind of want to start doing that. Feel bad of the race, which goes to Louis Robinette for our first ever. By the way, I need to get a little thing that pops up. So that was our feel bad of the race. And honestly, our feel good of the race would go to Jeff Rogers and Andrew McCall once we get them in. So we'll see. We'll get them in here and hopefully here in just a second. once again, we will be live this coming Monday for the Monday Night Mayhem League. It's a truck series league. I believe it's called Monday Night Mayhem. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's the first time I broadcasted it. So we're going to be live with them guys in a NASCAR truck series or Camping World Truck Series races. They're going to be at Texas for the suicide prevention race. That's going to be a fun one, and that means a lot to a lot of people. So we'll definitely get that race broadcasted Monday night. So that's going to be a fun one. And as soon as I can get them guys to pull them down, we will get them to pull them down. Because I am running out of things to talk about. Oh, and then Tuesday, I forgot to mention Tuesday, Deep South Racing League. Start of the Chase, that's going to be a fun one. Where do they race at? It's the race after Richmond. I can't remember off the top of my head. So, all right, so we're going to be joined first by the 34 car of Andrew McCall. Andrew, you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you was able to bring it home third, and that was your first top 5 of the season. Is there anything that you wish that you could have done to change up a little bit different to try to get up there and race Rogers or Conrath?
No, the only thing I wish I could have really done different was get a better qualifying lap, because starting 12th, had to work my way through the field, took some time, so...
Yeah, your fast lap was a 17.077. So what was the biggest issues besides working through traffic, or was that the biggest issue? Was the tires falling off for you, or was it anything?
It got a little loose towards the end, but other than that, it actually was pretty good, even going through traffic. The guys, they raced a clean race and everything else, so...
Yeah, it was a really long green flag run, to be honest. It kind of surprised me it went that long. So, but good job, man, on a third-place finish. Anybody want to say thank you to?
I'd just like to say thanks to Driven Motorsports for such a great car.
By the way, they follow me on Facebook, and I like them. I actually followed them back, and they're pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, anybody wants to check them out on Facebook, Driven Motorsports. So now we'll hop over and talk to the 92 of Jeff Rogers. Hey, Jeff, you there?
I'm here.
Man, you was able to get a second. That was your second top 5 finish of the year, and that last restart, it was close. You was able to get up there and lead a couple laps. Do you think you would have been able to pass him if the race would have continued green, or would it been one of them close race finishes that we don't know who would have won?
To be honest, I think I would have gotten him because I was playing possum up until like 20 to go. I was just saving my stuff, and I was hoping he was going to run his tires away, and that's what it looked like he was doing because I was catching him, when I was running, a car here, a car there, and then, the yellows came out, and then you had to reset, but I was playing possum for a long, long time, and I was figuring if it comes down to like the last 10 laps, I probably got the better set of tires. So I think I might have gotten them, but I can't say for sure.
Well, that makes some sense. I can understand that. We was actually watching you, and on the ticker, you could see your time with about 20 laps to go. It kind of fallen off. You was like, I don't know, 7 tenths or so back, and then it climbed back up to like 2 tenths, as the run started getting longer, and then the cautions started flying. Is there anything that you wish you could have done, or do you wish it would have went green the rest of the way, or is there something would you have put the bumper to him if it would have came to it? Let's just put it that way.
I would have bumped him. I'm not going to turn him because he's running for points, and
right.
I think I've missed like 3 or 4 of these races. I'm just here for the television races, but I would have laid the bumper to him, but I wouldn't have like punted him. No.
Right. Well, I mean, still a second place finish is definitely something to be proud of, especially when you finish behind and in front of who you finished in front of. So, anybody you want to say thank you to?
I just want to say thank you, Chuck, for putting this all together, and I want to say thank you to everybody in the league for putting up with me for like the last 2 or 3 weeks because I've been having some connection issues.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Tonight was actually the best night it's been.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds good, man. Hopefully we'll see you next week. If you're here, we go to 5 Flags. So good running out, man. Second place, definitely something to hold your head up about. So good job.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll hop over and talk to the winner. I've done this interview how many times now? Like 6 times, I feel like 5 times for the champion, or for the winner, should I say. Garrett Conrath. Garrett, you there?
Yep, I got you.
Once again, you led 122 laps, and you finished first, which was awesome. I don't know what it's going to do to the points just yet. You was 41 ahead coming into the race, and Pertelli, so we'll see what happens with that. But Was you worried about the 92 on that last restart?
Yeah, a little bit. I knew he definitely was saving his stuff a little bit. I was trying to a little bit, but wasn't working so well. But yeah, I knew he was probably a little bit faster than me, so I was just trying my hardest to hold him off.
So I noticed as this race went on, everybody started really getting comfortable. What was your biggest issue as the race was progressing and coming to these long runs? What was your biggest issue?
Probably not looking in my mirror, just trying to get some consistent laps and not burn out my stuff.
Okay. Well, anybody want to say thank you to? Like I said, it's going to give you 5 wins on the season, which is really impressive, especially the street stocks. So, anybody want to say thank you to?
Thanks to Chuck and the guys for putting on the league. It's a lot of fun.
All right. I want to see if Chuck, are you here? Okay, he is not. Well, thanks, Garrett and guys, for joining me. Once again, congratulations, Garrett, on your win. And we'll be talking to you next week as we go to, where was it I said we went? Five Flags. So we'll be speaking to you then, man.
Sounds good. Thanks.
No problem, man. All right, so that was Garrett Conrad, tonight's winner. I was going to interview Chuck, but he's not there at the moment. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody so much over here at All Pro. These guys, like I said, are the most organized group of guys that broadcast or that race. So like I said, you can check out their website and get in here and race with them. If you're into iRacing and sim racing. Oh, excuse me. And it's definitely a fun league to come and check out and watch. I love watching these guys race, especially like what we've seen tonight. That was one of the funnest races I've seen. And so it's always good to do. So once again, thanks everybody for watching. As always, I'm Adam Chapman, and we'll be back Monday night for the Monday Night Truck League. So thanks for watching, guys, and God bless everybody.